Hey y'all, welcome to the Memoirs of a Sinner, a personal growth podcast by Her Kinkz. Listen here, I done heard the story of David and Goliath a plethora of times, and you may have too, but it does not miss, pun intended. As I'm studying, I came across 1 Samuel 17, and verses 42 and 43 stopped me in my tracks. Goliath, a giant, has been taunting the Israelites, and David, a shepherd and man after God's own heart, decides to challenge Goliath in a fight. Now Goliath sees David walking up with his shepherd's staff and immediately starts thinking that David is a joke. He says to him, "Am I a dog that you come at me with a stick?" If you are familiar with the story or would simply pause and read the entire chapter for yourself, you would know that David won the fight with that branch in his hand, but he never had to use it. Goliath, being a Philistine, clearly hadn't gotten the word of what a branch could do. Moses split the Red Sea with the branch so people could walk across on dry ground, and when the enemies came after them, he used that same branch to bring the waters back and drown them in Exodus 14. Jacob used branches to increase his wealth by peeling off strips of bark to make white streaks on them, and he placed them in the watering trough in front of lambs before they made it. Because of this, they'd produce a flock that were streaked, speckled, and spotted. What belonged to Jacob and what was his uncle Laban's, who would constantly try to cheat him, was now made clear. This passage can be read in Genesis 30. There's more though. Aaron threw down a branch in Exodus 7 that turned into a serpent and swallowed up the wise men, sorcerers, and Egyptian magician serpents. While cutting down wood to build homes in 2 Kings 6, a disciple's axe fell into the Jordan River. Elisha retrieved it by throwing a branch into the river where the axe fell, and the axe floated to the surface. Natural laws are defied with God in a branch. Somebody should have given Goliath a glance into the future. God in the flesh, being nailed to a branch, died, resurrected after 3 days, and this sacrifice forgives those that believe of their sins, putting them in right standing with God. In Psalms 23, David says that it is God's branch that leads his life and keeps him safe from any hurt, harm, or danger. As disciples of Jesus, if we remain in him and he remains in us, we are the branches and he is the vine. John 15 tells us that we will produce much fruit. Goliath, what David is carrying is more than just a branch. David ended up at one of the greatest battles of all time just by being obedient and delivering food. But guess what we now know? It was more than just lunch. It's God math. Goliath is so focused on a stick in David's hand that he missed the bag of rocks that David was carrying. We have one giant over 9 feet tall, a bronze helmet, a bronze coat weighing 125 pounds, bronze leg armor, bronze javelin, an iron spearhead that weighed 15 pounds, and an armor bearer that walked in front of him. Yet it only took 1 stone to the head from a shepherd boy carrying a shepherd's staff and a sling. A stone knocked the breath out of Goliath's body. 1 Peter 2:8. Jesus is the stone that makes people stumble. He is the rock that makes them fall. They stumble because they do not obey God's word, and so they meet the fate that was planned for them. I love you all in real life. If you'd like to stay connected, you can follow me on Instagram at the Insta About Her, TheinstaAboutHer, and make sure you subscribe and leave a review.